Hi everyone, this is Kyle with kayDbait. I just wanted to make a short video on the outrage for the Starbucks cups. Now, the premise of this, if you've seen any of my other videos, is that outrage is inherently stupid. Outrage is it's a demanding factor. It's a we are offended and therefore we want you to take action kind of concept. And in this way, the minimalistic cup, the no snowflakes and no Merry Christmas on the cup, people are demanding, not very many people, but there are people demanding in a very loud way. That's why it's gotten to where it is today. It's only been happening for a few days. Sorry, I just woke up. There are these people that are demanding something of a business. They are demanding a business change what they're doing on a religious basis, or they will take action, physical action, which is boycotts. Now, the only politician I've seen that even remotely kind of almost said boycott was Donald Trump. That's the only person that I've really seen anyone comment about it. But the way he said it, I read the article, it was a very, like, maybe we should do this. I don't really care. I'm pretty sure that's actually what he said, but it's not really a thing. It's outrage. Outrage without reason doesn't have any. It doesn't have any clout. It doesn't have any force. So if a million people do it, yeah, it'll change something. But it's not for a good purpose. It's for appeasing people that are angry at nothing. Now, the way I think of this event, do you guys probably remember, anyone that's been online for any amount of time will remember celebrities that have gotten arrested for assault, drunk driving, some of them even for animal fighting, or really bad things like beating their spouses, or when I say celebrities, I mean anyone famous. I mean football players that have beaten their wives, celebrities that have beaten their spouses, and like Charlie Sheen, who has admitted on tape that he's done every kind of drug and had hookers and all these things. Donald Trump, who has admitted to buying politicians and just illegal activities. Politicians, and you have this group of people that will defend them. The people that love these people will say they don't deserve to be punished for these things because they're great. Doesn't matter. So you have the Justin Bieber fans, like, he assaulted so-and-so, or he did this, and then you have somebody calling him out on it, and then you have a million people attacking that guy or girl that's trying to attack, Justin Bieber. We love him and you're an idiot. Like, this is outrage. So even logical or fair criticism becomes washed away in this outrage of impotent outrage, pretty much. Because it has nothing behind it. This outrage is, we love them, therefore they can do no wrong. And this is one step lower than that, because this isn't defending somebody who has actually done a wrong. This is attacking somebody who has done no wrong. A business has no precedent to maintain putting snowflakes and Merry Christmas on their cups. There is no precedent for that. There is no legal standing for that. So if you're demanding something of that, if you are demanding that from them, Starbucks is a company. It is not a religious group that is like... So think of it this way. If Starbucks started putting the money that they made from their cups towards an organization you disliked, like take Chick-fil-A, they donate a lot of their money to anti-gay things. So people are like, okay, that's what they do. So you can boycott them over those reasons because, you can have a political agenda or a religious agenda, and that is something because they're actively doing something. But Starbucks is not doing that. Not putting something on there that they normally put on there is not a political or religious thing. It is that they could They could be putting like Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or any of the other, like they could put all the symbols on it if they wanted to. Like they can put a little Christmas tree and a candelabra, and they could put all these little cool things on it, and then just be multicultural. But they just put nothing on there. It's equalizing. It's an equalizing thing. It's a minimalistic thing. It doesn't say anything. So being mad at them for that because it's attacking Christmas is not true, because not adding to something, because you could say putting Merry Christmas on it is attacking the Jewish faith or attacking atheism or attacking something else. You can say that. It's also ridiculous because it's not. It's something you extrapolate, but it's not something that is inferred or implied or whatever. It's just a thing. Now, the people that get really mad at anything that's not religious, there are people that will just get mad at anything that goes against their religion. It's getting more common, and I've commented on this before. It is getting really, really common and out of hand. There is outrage in a couple of different media outlets, where anything that is the Festivus pole, where all the other religious things were in the middle of that town. Festivus it's a joke. It's not real, but somebody wanted to put a Festivus pole, and then another person wanted to put a Satanist little thing in a place that had all the other different religious things in it, because technically it's a religion. There's the person that has the flying spaghetti monster, so he has a colander on his head on his passport. There are things like that, and they're funny because they go against what the standard religious practices are and kind of turn them on their heads, because religious groups get a lot of legal protections, and they get a lot of it's like wearing a burqa when you're going certain places, or you're allowed to have your religious your Christmas tree in this area, this political area, or you're allowed to do things that other people are not allowed to do if it's not a religious thing. You also get tax breaks. If you have a church or synagogues and stuff like that, you're allowed to have tax breaks. You're allowed to get more money from people without being taxed. So those are special things that you get. But when somebody does something that you don't like, even mildly, you get mad at them. And that is, again, impotent rage. It's rage against not getting something that you want. And it's hard to word. So let me go back to the celebrities that are just, they're loved no matter what they do, and if you try to bring them down at all, even for something that they've actually done, you get attacked. There was a photogenic convict. Like it was just a picture of this guy that was like his mugshot, and he looked like, people thought he was really attractive. And it went viral because stuff like that goes viral, and people were demanding that he get let out of prison because he was attractive. And that kind of, like, there was like people gathering for this. And I'm like, what is this? So he committed a horrible crime. Why do you like him? He did nothing, like, for this. Like, he was arrested for something. He did that, but he was pretty. So people liked him. So people wanted to give him special treatment. And that is a type of outrage. It's a type of, we demand because we like, or we demand because we hate. And it's all opinion. It's not based on anything. The cup is the exact same, though in a slightly different medium, pretty much. It's a business not doing what you want, so you become angry, or you become loving. It's like the Doritos chips again. People were trying to boycott Doritos because they made the rainbow Doritos. That was slightly different because it did have an agenda, though the agenda was an equalizing force once again. The money they were donating was for don't murder people, like don't commit suicide. Like, it was an anti-suicide thing. So when I say don't murder people, I meant people not killing themselves. Sorry, I worded that improperly, but it was a good thing. It wasn't a bad thing. So people were angry that Doritos did this thing and they were going to boycott Doritos, and then it just kind of disappeared. Because it's like people's... See, that's another thing about outrage, is it has very short attention spans. Like, this could become really big. Like, if especially if Starbucks makes a really good response, which I'm hoping they do, because they might not have understood there was going to be backlash to this because it's so minor. But now that it has, I'm wondering what their response is going to be. I haven't seen their response. They might not give a response. They might just be like, whatever, and then people will forget about it. But if they make a really, really good response, like, oh, I didn't know we were supposed to be, only for, Christians, or only for, one religious group. I didn't know we were supposed to do that. If they do something like that, and they turn it on its head, because religious freedom is literally what they're doing. They are saying, they might not be saying anything, but people are putting this thing in it, like saying, oh, it's attacking Christmas. But they can turn that on its head. It's like, no, we're just not attacking anyone. Like, putting a Christmas tree or snowflakes have nothing to do with Christmas. Not putting Merry Christmas on it has not. People were angry at that earlier too. So just a few years ago, say Happy Holidays. It's totally the same thing, but it's people got mad at people putting Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas. So no matter what you do, people are going to get mad at you somewhere, because outrage is based off of opinion. Outrage is not based on fact. You can have outrage that is based off of fact, but I would consider that more of a legitimate thing. It's when something bad happens and there is outrage. That kind of outrage can change the world in a good way. The Martin Luther King Jr., the passive... there were a lot of boycotts, there were a lot of walkouts and walkthroughs and all those things where people just, they showed how much it affected them through passive action. Those kinds of things can be a very, very powerful force. When somebody wants their cup to have their religion on it, or they will attack that company, that's not a good thing. That's not something that brings people together or helps other people. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It misses the point of what equality is. And it might be based off of literally nothing. So when you have a company that has decided to do this, for whatever reason, they could have just done it because they didn't want to spend money on extra cups. I don't know. Maybe they misprinted 1 billion of them and they just didn't want to deal with it. Stuff like that happens. Hey, the machine that put the little things on it broke. Do you want to spend $20 million fixing it because we have to make 1 trillion of these cups? No. I don't know. I don't know why they did it. And I don't think it matters, because even if they did it specifically because they hate Christmas now, is your entire religious belief based off of getting that cup? Does it hurt your religious belief at all? Does it hurt you at all? Why do you boycott it? Why do you threaten boycott? Why do you type terribly on your keyboard to be angry at these people, which is everywhere because people are being stupid? I'm not saying they are stupid. I'm saying they're being stupid, which is a big difference, because I'm not insulting their intelligence. I'm insulting their pretty much their ability to critically think, and pretty much their impulse control. Because if you think about it, even for 5 minutes, just say, okay, why are they doing this? What's happening? How does this affect me? Those are the questions that if you asked, there would really be very little outrage on this at all. You can be curious. You can be inquisitive and ask. It's like, hey, why did you do this? And once you learn why, then you can say, oh, you're doing it for this reason. I disagree with that reason. Therefore, I am going to make my statements and my beliefs clear on this. I disagree with you. That is how you have discourse. And right now we have discord. So it has no focus. It has no reason. It's just there. And I find it to be humorous. One of the reasons I'm making this video is because I find it humorous. But I also find it to be, it is so clear that there is no reason for this to be here, for this outrage that I don't even know where it's coming from, besides conservative Christians, which I don't think is that much of a majority in the people that are angry about it. I see more people angry at those people for this than I do those people. So it's like it's like the people that gather against the Westboro Baptist Church, where there's like 10 times as many anti-protesters as protesters. That's what I'm seeing right now. Is there's more people angry at the people offended than I do the people offended. So maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this will get people to realize that they're being stupid. I don't know. But I just find it interesting and funny at the same time, because I want to know. Like, I didn't before because I didn't care, because I don't really care about Starbucks, because, I don't go there. But it's just interesting to know, like, why did they change it? Like, did they change it for the reason I said, one of the machines broke, or did they do it to make a statement, or did they do it just to save money because it does cost money to do that? Did they want to actually be an equalizing force religiously? Did they actually want to make a political statement? Was this on purpose? Because the very small amount of people that are offended by this, there might be a major boycott against them, because a major politician did say kind of to boycott, but I don't think that'll affect their numbers very much, because Starbucks is around the world, and a lot of people around, they might have done it to be more international. I don't know. Not every country does the whole, religious thing on their products. So maybe that was it. But I just find it really interesting, and really, it's something to think about. And I'd like to learn more about it. And I'll probably make another, like a follow-up video if something major happens from this. But if not, then this is probably not going to be much. But it's interesting to see how outraged people can get over almost nothing. It's literally a decal on a cup with a statement on it that's not religious anymore, because it doesn't even have it anymore. So I see a lot of sarcastic videos about this, like, oh, I am really offended by this cup. I saw them on, I don't remember where I saw it. It was linked on my Facebook. That's what it was. And it was just a YouTuber that I used to watch a long time ago, and he's like, oh, I'm so offended. I'm like, what, really? And then I read it was the most sarcastic thing ever, so it was pretty funny. But just think critically about things before you start typing and vomiting all over the internet, because it makes you look like an idiot. It really does. And I'm not saying you're an idiot. I'm saying you're not thinking critically, and you have no impulse control when you do this. You can be offended. There is nothing wrong with being offended if there's a reason. But the way you handle that is you think about why it happened. You ask why it happened. You clarify why it happened. Then you can agree or disagree based off of the information you have gathered, and then you can ask or respond in a way that actually makes, a bridge. You're not vomiting on them. You're trying to talk to them. And there's a very, very different message that portrays. Anger does not build. It destroys. So when you're trying to, like say, maybe they're doing it to destroy your religion. Then you could say, oh, well, they're trying to destroy our religion. We should do something about that. Maybe they're not. But vomiting on them is not going to get them to change. If they're actively against you, vomiting on them is not going to help. And it's not going to unite enough people to stop it anyway. You have to have a message, a positive message of why we have to do something. And right now, I just see anger. Anger, hate, and ignorance. That's all I see. And the only people that are going to agree with you are the same kind of angry people. So, think about it. It's not that hard. Just stop, think, and then go in. And go in with the attitude that you want to learn, not that you want to attack. So that's it. That's what I wanted to say. I think it's a really good thing to not do this. So I hope you understand. And I'm gonna put a funny title on this. I'm gonna put like something stupid, and it's a stupid thing. That's why. So. That's it. I'm gonna go. I'm had a really good morning already because of this, and I hope you guys have a nice day, and peace.